Higher realms of the Galactic Federation. Hello again. Thank you for being here with me once more. I hope you are very well today. I am Marie. Hello, welcome to my channel. This information can be seen as science fiction, or as the viewer sees best, and I post it for entertainment purposes only. Still, I take my information very seriously, and for whoever has eyes to see. Although I am not exactly talking about Galactic Federation conspiracies, I do consider this video to be the second part of my last one, as it is the flip side of what I said there. It is the flip side, yet not invalidating, not contradicting anything I said before. Many people, especially on Earth, are still stuck in simple thinking, where they basically think in terms of one thing or another, not thinking that there may be two or more options which could be equally valid. You need an even more expanded mind to understand that not only multiple ideas, options, and angles may all be correct, but even highly contradictory ones can all be correct as well. Most Earth humans tend to think in terms of Occam's razor only, which states that, and I quote, all things being equal, the simplest explanation tends to be the correct one. Most people who know and use Occam's razor think that they are being so wise and scientific by using and thinking by it, yet although useful, when your mind expands and so does your consciousness and awareness, it suddenly becomes highly restrictive as it cannot reflect a greater, more subjective reality, which is as real as any material one. In the first place, things are not equal from the point of view of the standard level of consciousness of humankind. All things indeed are equal if seen from the lens of source itself, where the mere concept of something not being source would imply that source has fragmented again, because as source is defined as the sum of everything, so anything not source can only be a subjective idea in its greater mind, therefore part of source. The universe is made of ideas which generate perception, yet everything that is perceived spawns from the said idea, but I digress. All things are not equal as seen from lower existential densities such as the ones we live in with our biological bodies. Then Occam's razor continues, and I quote, the simplest explanation tends to be the correct one. Who decides which explanation is the simplest one, and with what values and parameters? I ask. You can see here how the result is heavily biased towards whoever is controlling the logical thought being scrutinized by Occam's razor, and his or her ideas, values, and prejudices. Once more with Occam's razor, whoever is in power and monopolizing truth, will be who dictates what is real and what is not. My point here is that there can be multiple contradictory situations, things, and realities all at once, and many may even be logically connected when the wider picture is analyzed with a more expanded point of view and consciousness awareness. The Galactic Federation is a real mess. It is anything except transparent with the very members who supposedly are making it. This forces us to conclude that the Galactic Federation is only real when observed from the point of view of the benevolent and advanced star races who form it, yet from higher above there is something very evil controlling, manipulating, and making everyone believe that they are acting in the best interests of everyone. Yet, they only do so to further some exploitative agenda, not in the best interest of everyone. The data forces us to conclude what I just said. Furthermore, it looks like whoever is in charge of the higher parts of the Galactic Federation has managed to manipulate everyone into working on their behalf, turning countless star races into something that looks like a galactic farm. As several authors have stated, there is a human farm on Earth which is controlled by the Cabal there, and above there is a galactic farm which is controlled by its own level of the Cabal, the higher Galactic Federation. As I said before, one is the reflection of the other, and as is below, so is above, at least in this case. Everything is mind. All existential realms are the result of the perception its members are capable of, and who all see it all similar because of their perception agreements which come from holding similar ideas, which in turn means that they hold a similar existential vibration. Space Lyrian humans are connected as a family, so we all hold a similar perception, therefore we manifest a similar existential realm, even more so when our cultures are connected and mingle with one another, as is the case with Earth, although this may not be so apparent for most people with a lower level of consciousness there. But when cultures are isolated from one another, as it often happens in deep space, especially with societies which are still on a pre-industrial level, and therefore are not yet interstellar, the ideas its members generate, and therefore their perception and consciousness, will differ a lot from the main bulk of interstellar human Lyrians, like us. Their values, ideas, and perception of reality are very different from ours, and some to the point where they have generated a completely different vibration, one that differs so much from ours that we can't even interact. There is one existential density per soul, per person, and so will there be an existential realm for each group of souls who share similar thoughts and ideas, and therefore, a nearly equal existential vibration. As the principle of existential vibrations and its consciousness levels dictate, those who hold a higher vibration can see and understand those below, but those who exist in a lower vibration can't understand nor see those above. There is a higher galactic federation that controls all the levels below it, including the ones which are acting regressively like the Saturn level and its similar ones across the Milky Way. This highest level of the Galactic Federation doesn't even need to be called as such, it is just there. Its members dwell in higher existential realms, in a vibration where time and space hold no meaning, and are completely malleable at the demand and at the thought of those who dwell there. Whatever they think becomes, they know ahead of time, and they are conscious of several potential outcomes for each situation and its multiple possibilities. Those beings are capable of knowing the why of things, why things must all happen as they do, and as they are vibrationally so high above, the boundaries between one another are, and they decide those why. Time is not linear for them, as they know it is just the result of the perception of a sequence of events, being that those events are only thoughts, so they can manipulate the sequence of their thoughts in any direction they want, where the consequence precedes the action, or can be isolated so they have no connection. Beings at this level can manifest anything they want just by thinking it, and that includes the rules and restrictions they want to enjoy while entertaining an idea. They follow their self-imposed rules for the sake of the experience, and not because they cannot be broken, much as when you choose to follow the rules of a game of chess, you can move your pieces arbitrarily, but then the game would be void of challenge, and therefore of meaning. The higher above you go in existential realms and their vibration, the less duality you will find. It is inversely proportional to the vibration of consciousness which is experiencing it. That's why duality is so prevalent in lower vibrational places such as the world of the living, the physical world, on Earth and elsewhere all the same. And this is why Source, at its level, being that it is universally all-inclusive, by definition collapses duality into one mass of everything, which is called unity. Existing in perfect unity and with no duality, means that there is no contrast, not even for a thought, as there is no concept of one thing or another. Even Source must then function a little bit below total unity to even be aware of its own existence. And this is the highest place where a being can even be considered a being, as it is only a group of ideas, pure etheric energy, with no hard matter, yet as seen from the perception of such beings, and as they can be aware of everything that is below them, they also can manage and can dwell in material realms. These beings only limit themselves for the sake of the experience, as you limit yourself to move your chess pieces as the rules of the game dictate. Those beings think and manifest challenges, which are games for them, and they are well aware that they are only games, for they know that they are outside time and space, and therefore eternal. They are well above games of chess, so they need way more elaborated ways to test their manifestation skills, to learn even more manifestation skills, to create with thought, create entire characters and their life experiences, as well as entire existential realms, where from above they are all those people at once. One great high vibrational being is both the creator and the characters of the game it created with thought. The material world does not exist for those at that high existential level, as they know it is only the reflection, the manifestation of their ideas and their occurrences. They are conscious that they are, in a very real sense, all those characters in the game it has imagined and manifested into existence. Many people can be only one entity above, who is controlling everything with thought and great wisdom. This is what defines a group, or a family of souls. In their need to learn how to manifest more existential realms, they need and want to take into consideration the characteristics and all that define lower existential realms, full of clearly contrasting duality, as it enriches their experience. As they are completely aware of everything that is going on in lower existential realms, because they are the ones who created them, they also like to dwell there in a consciousness game called incarnating into a physical material body, to gain knowledge, and to enjoy their own manifestations. Those beings are the true masters of reality, and they know what they are doing. Their consciousness awareness is simultaneously in all the existential realms their high vibration includes, lower and higher ones all included. They incarnate into their own manifestations, into the characters they imagined, for the challenge and the fun of it. From one level they know what will happen, and why, while at another they choose not to remember, just for the challenge, as the rules of their chess game called life. They know that the challenges they face while incarnated are only that, challenges, and they are all the result of how they interpret their own ideas, and how they manage their emotions, as the way they interpret things, especially those which are going against their immediate interests, only stimulate their creative capacity even more. They know that the very nature of the existential game they are manifesting and creating is to create more, to manipulate reality at their will, as reality is only a thought. Reality and all its circumstances change with thought, with how it is interpreted, what meaning each being is giving to it, and how it emotionally reacts to each event and circumstance. The Galactic Federation, evil parts of it and not, are only parts of the same game of life, and they know everything is always perfectly well in the higher existential realms where they know they are truly untouchable, and they do not worry because whatever could touch them would only be another idea coming from them, and therefore ultimately under their control. They know everything, and I mean everything including good and evil, depends on the values, the interpretations, and the meaning they give to the things they manifest for themselves. They are powerful creators and immortal creatures, made of pure timeless indestructible consciousness and awareness. And there is one very close to you, very close right now. Look into the mirror, it is you. This will be all for today. As always, thank you for watching my video, and for liking, sharing, and subscribing for more. It helps this channel grow a lot. And I hope to see you here next time. With much love, your friend, Swaruu.